For thousands of years, there's been one story that has absolutely captivated explorers, historians, and dreamers. It's a legend of impossible greatness, followed by sudden, total destruction. Today, we're diving deep into the mystery of Atlantis, a civilization that supposedly vanished without a single trace. And that's really the amazing thing, isn't it? This isn't just some old, forgotten myth. It's a story with incredible staying power. It's like a ghost that haunts the very edges of our history books, a whisper of a world that was just lost. So the story always starts with this picture of utter perfection. We're talking about a civilization at the absolute peak of its power, a shining beacon in the ancient world. But this incredible empire meets a truly catastrophic end. Not through war, not through slow decay, but by a force of nature so immense it's almost impossible to imagine. And that's, right there, is the most terrifying part of the whole legend. All of it. The achievements, the people, the history, completely erased from the face of the earth in less than 24 hours. Gone. So you have to wonder, where did this unbelievable story even come from? Well, to really start to unravel this thing, we have to go way back in time, back to its one and only ancient source. Turns out, the entire legend of Atlantis, everything we think we know, comes from just one person, the Greek philosopher Plato. And his description? It's mind-blowing. He talked about a global superpower with glittering palaces, temples made of precious metals, and a navy that could conquer the world. This was a place with technology and social organization that would have been completely unimaginable back then. And this is how Plato wraps it all up. No slow decline, no fading away, just a sudden, violent end. An entire continent, he says, just sank beneath the waves as if it had never even been there. So this brings us to the absolute heart of the mystery. What was Plato actually doing here? Was he trying to record a lost chapter of real human history, maybe a story passed down for generations? Or was he crafting a powerful allegory, a story with a moral meant to warn his own people about the dangers of arrogance and pride? But the mystery just keeps getting deeper. Because when you really look at Plato's description, you realize Atlantis was a city completely out of time. Okay, so take a look at this comparison. On the left, you've got what we know existed in the Bronze Age. Impressive for their day, for sure, but technologically pretty limited. But on the right, you have Atlantis. We're talking massive engineering projects, complex architecture, a huge central government. It just seems thousands of years ahead of its time. It doesn't fit the timeline at all. And that brings us right back to the central problem, doesn't it? The city he describes feels too advanced to be real for that period. So did he just make it all up to prove a philosophical point? Or was he trying to describe something real? Something that history just forgot? The debate is still raging. Now, just when you might be ready to write the whole thing off as a fantasy, modern science starts to uncover some clues that are, well, they're hauntingly familiar. They don't prove Atlantis existed, but they definitely keep the legend alive. Let's just run through some of the evidence. You've got ancient Egyptian texts that talk about powerful lost lands. Then, in Spain, archaeologists have found ruins with this strange circular layout, a chilling echo of how Plato described the Atlantean capital. Far out in the Atlantic, sonar has mapped these weird geometric shapes on the seafloor. And we know for a fact that entire cities have been swallowed by the Mediterranean, thanks to earthquakes and tsunamis. So here's the crucial point. Not one of these things is a smoking gun. There's no underwater sign that says, "Welcome to Atlantis." But when you put them all together, they prove a different and maybe even more important truth. And this is the real takeaway. The fate that Plato described for Atlantis, that part isn't fantasy. We have hard archaeological proof that entire societies can and have been completely wiped off the map by natural disasters. It's happened before. So, if looking for a physical place called Atlantis might be a dead end, then what's its real meaning? Let's try to look past the myth for a minute and understand the message. It's the one question everybody wants answered, right? Did the lost city actually exist? Well, the truth is, the answer really depends on who you ask. Just look at this breakdown. Most historians, they'll say no, there's just no direct evidence. Archaeologists who've seen other submerged ruins, they're more in the maybe camp. Geologists, They know that islands can and do sink, so for them, it's definitely possible. And of course, the explorers. They're still out there looking. There's just no simple answer.
But maybe, just maybe, we're all asking the wrong question. Maybe the whole hunt for a physical location totally misses the point of Plato's story.
Think about it like this. Atlantis becomes a symbol. It's the story of any great power that becomes too arrogant, too convinced that it's permanent, and totally blind to the forces that could bring it all crashing down. And that's the ultimate truth of the legend. Whether it was a real place or just a philosophical story, its purpose is exactly the same. It is a timeless warning about how fragile civilization really is, and about the consequences of ignoring the signs of a coming disaster. And that's the question the legend leaves us with, isn't it? This story of a magnificent empire swallowed by the sea in a single night. It forces us to look at our own world right now and ask ourselves, what are our blind spots? What warnings are we ignoring today?